Hello, everybody. July 20th, 2021. And it is mighty hot here in the DC area, but there's a lot of activity. So, as we have all these, I don't even know how to describe it. So, how they were showing it to me for the energies flowing in and up and all around is there are energies coming up through Mother Earth, through her beautiful core star. There's energies being radiated out and through all things on the surface. And then there's planetarial and light beings all over beaming things down and around and through us. So many of us are feeling one day feeling together, 1 minute feeling together, the next minute feeling brain fog. We're walking sideways or nauseous, tired. Big one lately with everyone is feeling severely abdominally bloated. So yesterday I honestly felt like I was having a postmenopausal period and cramps and just feeling so uncomfortable that I texted another healer friend of mine, and she reminded me of the solar flares and the energy, which I already know. My body tells me what's happening. I don't need to know the origin of what's happening. That's like saying I need to know the direction of the wind. I mean, good heavens. Try that out in the middle of the ocean. So I'm not a sailboat, so right now it's not pertinent to me, but keeping up with the directions of the wind is like probably actually easier than keeping up with the directions of all these energies. So anyway, she said it was like birthing. And I said, oh, girlfriend, I feel like I'm about to give birth to a seeded watermelon. Like literally. And then later that day, I posted it out on one of my groups, and the other people were like, me too, me too. And I was like, oh my gosh, imagine if so many of us are about to give birth and do give birth to a seeded watermelon, what planting is about to occur. So as we're taking in more energy, okay, our cells are expanding, because really what they're doing is they're trying to close the gaps of old, releasing it and allowing you to be in the neutral center point of gaining new information and wisdom from your own cellular DNA. But they have to clear out the other stuff first, as do we. So it takes dietary commitment, it takes devotional, heart-centered commitment, it takes mental action and obligation to honor everything that's going on within ourselves, what we're feeding and giving nutritiousness to, and then also what we're allowing to feed around us and have nutrition. We have to be able to decide, oh, is this where I need to be at the moment? Is this a lifeline? Is this a life force around me? Does it actually feed the soul, the embodiment of my soul, the integration of all that I am merging into this physical domain, so to speak? So we have to honor stepping back, having some boundaries. I always say, if you can't respect yourself, why would you ever expect anyone else to respect you? So while you're going through these changes, allow yourself to honor and respect the time that it needs to go through the transfigurations that it's going through on a deep cellular chemical level that you're just not going to see out here in the microscopes. Okay? Just know that it's happening. And Sometimes it's going to feel like you put on 20 pounds and you need to give birth to a seeded watermelon. Sometimes it's going to feel like, why are all these memories coming up? This is too much. But you know what? You all asked for it. I asked for it. We want to be in this process of what people want to call the, the ascension, the elevation, the stepping up to the missions in which we came here vowing to do. So if you're going to exert all of that and take in all of that, then you've got to honor some DOWN time. Okay, you got to be on the DL. Yeah, just lay it all down and be with it. Not be like, why do I feel like this? Like, oh my God, I didn't know it was going to be like this. Like, stop. Just stop all that, because that's just going to bring it down even more. Just be in it. For example, mine is low back, left abdominal quadrant for me. It's been going on now off and on for about 5 years. Very, very acutely chronic in my face. Every single night I use the foam roller, I get on tennis balls, I'm stretching and then I'm breathing. Sometimes I get into bed and I'm like having to rock my hips. Thank God there's no one on the other side of me, because we would not be very compatible. We would definitely not be very compatible. But there's times when I've had to go out onto the ground and literally sit and like root my like whole tailbone, and almost like I'm doing this primal physical birthing in the woods, So I sit there kind of rocking back with my knees up towards my chest and my arms around my knees, and I'm just kind of rocking in a place where I'm not being too terribly disturbed. And I'm just visualizing that this energy is going into the core star of Mother Earth and back up through my body. And we're creating this rhythm, and then out unto the Father Sky and the great central sun and all of the airways of energy flowing, and then back down again and creating this rhythm. And with everything that's been going on, I probably say in the last few months, between moving and all the things, getting my website going, I realized I have not been out there as often as I should. I could be on the deck and I do meditation and I can see all my guides and the energies and everything else happening. But I think I've gotten farther away from my deep connection with my feet being on, my souls being on the soul of Mother Earth. So that is the time that I have penciled in my schedule now to go outside and just find a place to stand, maybe near a tree, bare feet, slip my shoes off, and just really have the soles of my feet on Mother Earth, and see if I can't transmute, run through the filter, so that this chronic, acute pain can subside a little bit, enough for me to be able to go into it. Because anyone who's had an acute flare-up or chronic pain, you know that you just want it to go away. Well, I'm refusing to mask it. I've decided no anti-inflammatories, that I was going to go into it and unwind with my body the way my body was showing me to unwind with it. So I feel like in the last 2 weeks, I just turn everything off and I lay on the rug in my bedroom and I literally go for 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 45 minutes, even an hour of just that spinal twisting and moving and so on. So I'm going to try to do more of that outside, perhaps even with my hand on a tree and asking the tree to help me with assistance, while I also give them assistance through, all the things that they're filtering through on our behalf. So you got to give thanks to all these plants and trees and things that we don't see, that are literally here buffering so much for us. And yeah, we've got to anchor in that energy, anchor it in. Yeah, that's really what it's all about. So arise. In order to arise, you need to anchor, right? So They keep saying to me, there's two things that we humans really, really need in order to evolve through this process. And one is safety, knowing that there's no incoming taking us out, or what could be, that knocks us off of our safety perch. Okay, there's no storms, lightning, all those things, people coming at us to attack us. Animals, though, it's an old fight, flight, survival thing that we have. But we're in a place now where we have a voice, we have a heart, we're connecting with more and more and more. So just know that you're safe, and to allow yourself to work through the physical and emotional stuff, the stuff coming up. And the other thing is to be heard, is to be heard. And I know for someone like me who spends a lot of time more by myself during this whole COVID transitional thingy, and then even moving, because I only have one priority every day, and that's my communion with Spirit, and how I can help my clients even better. And my physical food, all those things take second place, actually. But it's being heard. So for me, I have to commune with my mighty I Am Presence and all my guide team, Source, which are all of me. They're all of me, and my twin is in charge of my spiritual, he's my gatekeeper. So I know that I'm always protected, and I'm always learning and seeing, and I might not be able to hear myself get into that left brain gerbil wheel and try to be human logical with it. So they have a tendency to tap, 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 like, you're heard, we hear you, we see you, we know, we hear you, and you're safe. So, breathe on that, and come from a place of like, I'm safe. What a grateful place to be. I'm safe. I am being heard. And sometimes I'm hearing myself, because self is teaching us how to release a lot of these old patterns that we're holding in our physical body and in our mental, emotional body, that may keep us missing some elevator stairs to really knowing that connection with the embodiment of the soul. All right. So it's one of the reasons why I do what I do, which is, the hypnosis past life regression is one of the many things I do to really help people go in and unlock and connect the elevator stairs to each other, so that you're empowered, knowing that you're safe, you're heard, and that you're hearing yourself, the mighty I Am Presence of yourself, which is your computer software here, not what's out there. All right. So just